President Trump is turning his attention to guns. Just days after calling for new restrictions on e-cigarettes, the president is spending the weekend at the White House considering an even more contentious issue. His administration could be ready to release some type of gun control proposal as soon as next week. Ben Tracy is at the White House. Ben, good morning.
Good morning. The White House has been talking to both Republicans and Democrats on Capitol Hill, trying to figure out what, if anything, they can all agree to. The president wants to be seen as taking some action on guns, in the wake of all these recent mass shootings. But a moment at this week's Democratic debate may have once again changed the dynamics.
I met the mother of a 15-year-old girl who was shot by an AR-15.
Former Texas Congressman Beto O'Rourke had perhaps the most memorable line of this week's Democratic presidential debate.
Hell yes, we're going to take your AR-15, your AK-47. We're not going to allow it to be used against our fellow Americans anymore.
But now some of his fellow Democrats fear O'Rourke's words will be used against their efforts to pass new gun control legislation.
I frankly think that clip will be played for years at Second Amendment rallies with organizations that try to scare people by saying Democrats are coming for your guns.
O'Rourke has made gun control the centerpiece of his campaign since back-to-back mass shootings in his hometown of El Paso and Dayton, Ohio last month.
A lot of progress was made, I believe, on the background checks and various things having to do with guns.
President Trump met with his top advisors Thursday to figure out what measures the president would actually support, most likely focusing on mental health and expediting the death penalty for mass shooters. After the recent mass shootings, Mr. Trump had said this.
We have to have meaningful background checks. I talk it about meaningful, add that word, meaningful background check.
But after several calls with the National Rifle Association, the president backed down.
But we already have very serious background checks. We have strong background checks.
And Thursday, Mr. Trump seemed more focused on protecting Second Amendment rights from what he views as overzealous Democrats.
Democrats want to confiscate guns from law-abiding Americans, so they're totally defenseless when somebody walks into their house with a gun. It's like, whatever you want, whatever you want. I'm defenseless, whatever you want. How crazy is this?
Now, it's worth noting that this week the president called for a ban on flavored e-cigarettes, in part because they have been blamed for the deaths of 6 people. But so far this year, nearly 10,000 Americans have been killed by guns. Jeff?
Ben, thank you very much.